So you want to go full-time doing what you love. You want to go full-time in that vision that you have on your heart. But you're like, how the fuck do I do that? We're gonna go deep diving into that today, that specific topic. I feel that so many of us, especially at this time on Earth, are on that journey of really making it happen and really taking ourselves seriously, which is a big part of this. So if you hear the wind in the background, this storm is wild. And I know that there's storms all over the world right now. I'm in Portugal. We're having storms all week. Right now there's 40-foot waves, 50-foot waves in certain parts. And then I know in Texas there's the freeze, in New York. So, and then I saw in my video yesterday about the flash where you guys were saying that there was a big solar storm and that we were getting all these upgrades and whatnot. And that's how I see solar radiation when there's flares and whatnot being sent to Earth. It's like we are receiving energetic changes and upgrades. And so I was wondering why all week I was feeling like just crawling through this energy and trying to get with my routine and stay with my routine and like, you know, be productive. But I was just having a hard time. Like, and I was like, maybe it's the storm, maybe it's my cycle, maybe it's, and then I realized like, oh, it is a collective thing. And so if you're feeling that right now, if you're watching this video at this time, you're not alone and you're not crazy, and it's really going on for a lot of us. And I do feel that Earth is going through some massive changes. So I definitely recommend the video before this one on the flash if you want to go deep diving into this energetic shift that we're going through right now. So we are here to talk about going full-time, doing what you love. And the thing that really comes to mind the most with this topic, so for background and context, if you're new here, full-time, I make videos, I have my programs, my courses. I don't take new one-on-one clients right now. Sometimes I do one-on-one work with old clients or clients that I've been working with for a while now. I have a 12-week program. I'm designing an app. I work with brands occasionally, and that's my full-time thing. And it's wild to say because that was my vision for so long. I really wanted to be doing this. Like, I knew for certain for 10 years that I wanted to be on YouTube. But for so long, I went the back roads and I tried to launch other businesses, so many other businesses. I did drop shipping, I did Amazon seller, like I designed products with a manufacturer and had them shipped through Amazon Prime. I did Kindle, I wrote books with Kindle. I did my own clothing boutique store. I started a podcast. I did all these different things. And really, Etsy, I did Etsy a few different ways. I was designing clothes on Etsy. I was doing digital designs on Etsy. And so I'm trying to think, what else did I do? I invested a lot of money. I invested a lot of time. I failed forward. I'm grateful that I did that. I'm grateful for all the things that I learned, and I lost a lot of money doing it, but I gained a lot of skills and I gained a lot of knowledge on how business works and how, you know, all the steps and all the versions that you have to be when you are a solo entrepreneur. Like, for example, right now with the app that I'm designing, it's like right now I'm in the designing phase and like really building the function and the aesthetic and the branding of it. And then as soon as this design part is done, which it almost is, I'm so excited about it. It's a platform for my method of brain retraining through using the frequency of your own voice. So it's going to go deep diving into reprogramming your subconscious mind with your own voice. It's really fascinating. If you want to start right now, you can do Dream Life Sleep Hypnosis. It's my program and it teaches you how to do that while you're sleeping using your own voice. So this app is going to be a platform to support you in that, but go much further with it. So right now it's like, I was that, and I am that app designer and developer. And now I'm getting close to like having to change my mind and having to become an app like promoter, almost like a marketer. Like I have to market it. I have to get like user feedback first, and then I have to get it out into the world and get it out, like let people know that it's there and say, do you want to sign up for this? And then I have to see if companies want to partner with me. And like, so it has to be like this business operations outreach. And, you know, at some point I will hire a team to support me in this, but for now it's just me. And so I've realized through not only this, but like even with like my Amazon business, it's like I got to the point, I really enjoyed the point of coming up with a product idea, seeing a problem, finding a solution, coming up with a product idea, designing the product, connecting with the manufacturers, like doing the production, ordering the big shipments, having the thousands of, I was doing wall decor, home decor, and a lot of my products were wall baskets, and I had Swedish dishcloths, which I loved, and I did the graphic design of those dishcloths. But I had them all delivered to my house in California, and it was like so cool to have all these products, and I loved that, and I was like so on cloud nine. And then I launched the products, and then I got like, you know, I started shifting into like needing to get reviews and being that version of myself, and I was like, whoa, this is so great. And I was getting all the sales, and I was like, I'm gonna quit my job soon, and like this is gonna be it. And then it got to the point where I have so much dog hair. There was a company who I think found my product and my manufacturer, and they bought it probably at like a much larger scale. And so they bought it for a much smaller amount per basket. And so they charged like a fraction of my price. And so they essentially put me out of business. And I wasn't prepared for that. I wasn't prepared because I didn't know, and I was trying to figure out in a very lazy way how to run ads, and I was trying to figure out how to, you know, be the SEO expert, which I'm not, and I don't thrive in that, and I don't like that, and it's not my strong suit. Like design and visionary is my strong suit. And so I slowed down, and I just watched it crumble. I just slowly had to get rid of all my baskets and like pretty much take a loss every time I was selling a basket. And so I'm in this phase where I'm like, okay, I'm so aware of this structure of starting and running a business. It's like, okay, so I want to go full-time. I am full-time. I want to continue growing and scaling this though. I have to be aware that if I'm doing this, I have to go all in. Like I have to be ready to wear the multiple hats. I have to be ready to learn and continue learning, not just like in the very beginning. I'm an Aries, so I love to start things and I'm not great at finishing things. So I have to be aware of my downfalls. I have to be honest with myself. One of the best things about not only quitting my job, but like moving away from my country and just doing all this and starting all this while I was living in foreign lands is that I became so quickly aware of my worst habits, of my self-sabotaging habits. I have this habit where I'm always like, it'll be fine. Like that's literally the voice of this habit. And so many times, like when I was doing van life in Europe, I would find myself in situations where it was not fine. Like it was nowhere near fine. Like I'm stuck on a completely straight uphill in the middle of the night with a stranger that I met on Facebook in a foreign land. Like it wasn't fine. But I really quickly became honest with myself because I got myself uncomfortable. I got myself out of my normal loop, and I looked at myself and I saw the ways that I was self-sabotaging. And so when it came to business, it's like, okay, in that Amazon example, I started seeing that, you know, there was this cheaper seller and blah, 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 and I didn't really know how to do ads, and I was losing money in ads. And then I was like, it'll be fine. Like, I'll just throw this keyword out there and just invest this amount and just like put it on a daily rate and it'll be fine. And it wasn't. It really threw my business to the ground. And so instead, now I'm aware of that and I'm honest with myself. And so as I'm moving into this next phase here where I'm going to be the marketer, which I'm pretty much fine with like face-to-face marketing or face-to-camera marketing, but like when it comes time to SEO, I have to hire somebody and I will hire somebody and I'm not ready for it. So just know that if you're going to send me an email right now, but I eventually will be looking for that. And like, this is one of the most important parts. by saying this and by telling myself this and by acknowledging this within myself, I'm taking myself seriously. That was the other part of what I realized about going all in on your vision, is that you have to take yourself seriously. If you want to have a platform online and whatnot, you want to start making content, there is a period of time where you will be small. Like your channel will be small. Like you won't have many followers or subscribers, and you have to believe in yourself no matter what, because people follow those who they trust, who they feel led by, who they feel that their confidence is there. And like, so you have to carry that within yourself. And like, of course that will develop over and over time, more and more and more and more, but you can't, I don't know how to say this, because like you can do whatever, like it will work out the way that it's meant to, but it will work out the best in your favor if you show up believing in yourself. If you show up acknowledging that you're getting started, but believing in yourself. When I started this YouTube channel 2 years ago now in Switzerland, I think one of the best things that I did for myself in the beginning stages of having a YouTube channel was in those early videos, this was very genuine. Like I was celebrating, like, you guys, I just reached 37 subscribers. Like, hello, I'm so stoked to have you here. Like acknowledging that you're in the beginning, but also taking yourself seriously. Like I was telling them, like, this is the beginning. Like we're just getting started here. We're going to keep going. Like I want to do this for the rest of my life. And it's true. Like I plan to be on this YouTube channel for the rest of my life. This is what I've known that I've always wanted to do. There's something, if you're here right now, you're still watching, there is something that you know you want to be doing. You've known for a long time. And so I shared in the beginning all those different businesses that I tried, because they were like the back roads. My subconscious was like, okay, launch this business, launch this business, launch this business, and then you will get the money, the income, so that you can finally start making YouTube videos. When all along, I wanted to make YouTube videos, but I did not take myself seriously. I couldn't, like, at that time, I couldn't find it in me to be embarrassed. Like I couldn't move through that embarrassment of getting started. Because it's easy to be behind the screen and like starting a Amazon seller business because nobody's really seeing me. When you're called to doing something like YouTube or showing up online, people see you. They see you in your vulnerability. They see you when you are holding yourself together, when, you know, the numbers aren't really there yet. And that is such a deep spiritual experience. So believe in yourself, really take yourself seriously, understand what it means now, what you have to be now, understand what it means in 5 years, in 10 years, what does it mean then? Do you have to hire people? Will you get an agency? Will you get a whatever, like, will you do brand deals? Will you, like, and acknowledge that that is your path, and accept that that is your path, and own that is, if that is your path, if that is what you're being called to do. And I think the one most important thing to consider when you are trying to go full-time in the thing that you love, in the vision on your heart, is you have to normalize it. Today I was at lunch. I got coffee and lunch with a man and a friend, and he was asking about what I do and whatnot, and he asked about my channels and like whatnot. And he was like, oh, are you really big? And I was like, oh, it's like, not really. Like I'm still considered a small social media presence, but like I have 100,000 followers like across platforms. And like that was just normal. Like I think I was like going through something or like playing with the dogs. And I caught myself in that moment because there was an inner version of me who used to like dream that that would be reality. But now it's like, yeah, like, yeah. And it's just normal in my nervous system. Like it is my reality. And so normalize it for yourself. I share the example of when I was in Austria and my friend Dom was visiting from California. We randomly showed up at this like beer tent party. It wasn't like a Oktoberfest, like a tourist thing. Like we were the only Americans in this place, and it was so fun. Everybody's like dancing on tables and just like doing these fun dance things, and like it was so cool. And they were wearing their authentic outfits that I don't want to butcher, so I'm not going to say what they're called. lederhosens. I don't know, but there are like, each little detail has and this is so random, but each little detail had a meaning. It's like, if the button's here, then she's single. If the button's there, then whatever, she's married, and like, so cool. But anyway, we were dancing on the tables, and this guy that I was dancing with, his brother, asked me if, like, what do I do? And I said, I'm a full-time YouTuber. And I owned it. I was like so certain. And I really was taking myself seriously. And I really did believe, like, I am a full-time YouTuber, because I was a full-time YouTuber. I closed all my businesses and that's all I was doing. But I only had 5,000 subscribers at that time, which is still amazing. But like, when people look at that, sometimes they're going to be like, how? And so he was like, how do you make money to live? Like, how is that possible that you're a full-time YouTuber with only 5,000? And I was just like, well, I just am. And this battery's gonna die. I'll be right back. Okay, so yeah, I was like, well, I just am. And so this is like, Abraham Hicks talks about this. And I luckily had this phase of my life in California when I was in my healing journey where I just like binged Abraham Hicks for, sorry, I'm like trying to, for like a year. And I studied and I took notes, and it was like all I could manage to do energy wise while I was healing. But in their teaching, they talk about how like people, when you are on your path to manifesting, you're bringing in your manifestation, people are going to be like trying to bring you down into reality. They're like, how's that money situation going? How's that new job or that new business going? And they're going to want to like bring you to say, well, I don't know, I only have 5,000 subscribers. But what you do is you say, it's going great. It's amazing. Everything's unfolding the way that it is meant to. It's perfect. It's like, it's amazing. It's wonderful. It's miraculous to see. Like, keeping the energy high, and they're usually like, okay. Like, they don't know what to say. And that's all that matters. And so own what you are calling in. Make it normalized within your nervous system. If that guy in Austria had been like, how is that possible? If I allowed that to be a nervous system reaction of like guilt and embarrassment and like whatever, then I would have taken myself away from the momentum of manifesting the reality where I continued to grow my channel, which is what I've always wanted to do. That was my thing on my heart. And so in the next month, my channel like exploded to 30,000 subscribers, like something like that. It was like a big jump there. Energetically, I opened the door to normalizing this in my field. It's the same thing when I was in Ireland just a few months ago, and I started doing my dream life sleep hypnosis, and I started, listening to it. Literally within a week, I got 10,000 new subscribers, and it's not always about numbers, but like this is something that we can measure. In the last, like the last month, or the month from that, and the month following that, I believe it was a 50,000 subscriber or follower increase across platforms. And so it's energy. Everything is energy. So if you can normalize, because in my subconscious reprogramming while I was sleeping, I was normalizing my dream life. I was normalizing having this platform continue to grow and continue to be my full thing for the rest of my life, and continuing to move into that direction of having Nove and doing my other projects and launching my other projects and having success with the things that are on my heart. So instead of constricting the way that the pendulums want you to and want you to stay in the old, expand. Normalize. What does it feel like to be in that chosen timeline where you have this full-time reality of the thing that you are desiring? What does it feel like there? Like, actually, what does it feel like? Not like when you first arrive. It's not like you open the door and you're like, okay, I'm now full-time in my dream life. What does it feel like to live there? Like, actually, one of my favorite things that I visualize is my dream home, and I've been doing this for 10 years now. And it's like my safe place. And I know what it feels like to sit on my couch with my fireplace and like the view and the couch being so comfortable and my dogs being with me and Duchess being with me. And what's so funny is like I'm seeing this unfold because I visualize that all the time and it feels so normalized. Like it's literally like as if I would go to this couch, which is like not the dreamiest couch, but like as if I would go to this couch and just like sit. It's like that real. And so I started visualizing this before I had Arlo, before I had Aslan, before I had Duchess, my animals, before I had my YouTube channel, before I had any of this. And in that visualization, I knew that it wasn't just sitting on the couch. It was sitting on the couch in my dream house. And the dream house was there because I was financially free from doing the thing that I loved. And I had the time to sit on the couch because it's during the day in this visualization. And I pick up my book and I'm reading my book because I have the free time to read my book in this visualization. And so it's like, it's this one little thing where I feel super comfortable and safe because the nervous system needs to feel safe in that chosen timeline. But everything around me is confirming that where I am, that timeline is where I am. So maybe, if you've done any of my programs, you know that like in 21 Days to Rewire Your Mind, or any of them really, we talk about the chosen timeline. And it's like in the book, Reality Transurfing, it talks about exactly this. Like, what is the one thing that would be happening in order for everything else to fall into place? Like in order for you to have the money that you need to like get the health things that you desire, like all the best supplements and the massages and blah, 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 blah. And the travel that you want to go on, the house that you want to have, and all the nice clothes that you want to have. Like what is, not a number, like not a money thing, but like what is the one thing up here that would happen in order for all those other things to happen? That's the chosen timeline. That's how you find your door, is like what the book talks about. I recommend reading that book. I've always recommended reading that book. So Reality Transurfing, A Rustling of Morning Stars, I think is a fascinating read. So I will leave you with this conversation as it is. And I think that, it will happen, but you have to be willing to face those parts of yourself that keep you away from it happening, that keep you in the controlled mindset of lack and worry and guilt and shame and fear and embarrassment and all those things, and face those self-sabotaging habits that you maybe have, and start to really take yourself seriously and understand like what it means to have that timeline and what obstacles you will face when you are in that timeline, and what you will have to be prepared for, who you will have to hire, an accountant. I have an accountant now, and like all these different things. And so your mind will tell you, it's like, for example, like, your mind might tell you, oh, you're not good with money. You don't know how to do accounting. Like you can't have millions of dollars because you can't manage money. And like that can be a limiting belief that's running in the background that's literally keeping you away from expanding into that chosen timeline. So facing those beliefs, saying, okay, well, simple. I'll hire a financial advisor. I'll hire a financial manager. I'll hire an accountant. Like, okay, done with that. What other beliefs do I have? What other things do I have that I'm so afraid of? Oh, well, I'm not good with people enough to manage people. Okay, I'll hire a manager. I'll hire a CEO. I'll hire whatever. Like, start normalizing it and taking yourself seriously. I wrote out, like a year ago, I used a family tree template on Canva, and then I put in like at the top, me, and then I put in like my social media platforms on the next level, and then I put in my businesses. And this is only like if you are in this kind of structure of things, but at the bottom I put down like all the different businesses that I'll have. So like I have my courses, and I have my app, and then I have my book, which is like a very not talked about thing yet, and then all the other projects that I have in the order that I kind of foresee them launching. And so by doing that, and then like the other pages, I started to get into like, what are my niches? What are my topics? What are my strengths? What are like the things that I love creating about? What are the things I love talking about? And like, why does somebody follow me? And like, by doing that, I got really honest with myself and took myself seriously. Okay, now it's in front of me. And now I understand like where we're headed. And like, then I started writing out like what kind of team I would need. Okay, now I'm taking myself seriously. Now I'm normalizing it. And in my visualizations, a lot of the times when I do my brain retraining, sometimes I'll go to my dream house and like be on my couch and be with the love of my life and be with my animals and like do that. But then other times I'm like in my headquarters and I'm working with my team, and like there's a visualization of me being with one of the designers, and like it's kind of like dark out maybe because it's winter time, and like we're in this really nicely warm lit place, and like, you know, I'm over her shoulder and like she's showing me some cool designs, and like I'm like, wow, this is amazing, like this is beautiful. Or we have like a company led meditation class, like there's a yoga room in the headquarters and we go there. It'd be so cool to look back. I've never shared this with you guys before. Like we go in this room and we do like group breath work. I bring in like different practitioners who lead, or like maybe it's one of the employees who leads it, and we do different things like that together. And like we have just like such a beautiful, harmonious place to be, and people enjoy being in the workplace is what my perspective is. And so I normalize it. And I think that that is a very important and crucial part of this whole journey. So I hope that you found a little nugget of something that will serve you in your journey. If you did, please let me know in the comments. If you don't know what to say and you want to say something, please leave a wolf emoji. And if you would like to support this channel further, you can give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you are new here, leave a comment if you feel called to do so. If you don't know, no, we already talked about I used to always say, if you don't know what to say, blah, blah, blah. Hyping the video. I don't know if it costs you guys any of your likes or something. Like I've never pressed hype, so I don't know, but a few of you have mentioned that hyping the video really helps my video. So if you want to hype the video, please do it. Let me know in the comments because I super appreciate it, and I will acknowledge that you did it and say thank you. So I think that's it. And then I have Dream Life, Sleep Hypnosis, and all my other programs linked in the description. So I love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.